Welcome to Chik, the podcast where the girl with many titles talks about life, the good and the bad, and everything around it. We're going to sit, chat, share life stories and experiences, from business to relationship. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chik podcast. Today I want to talk about 10 things that I've learned since this year I decided that I'm going to become a millionaire. It's been an interesting one, so thought why not do a recap, see what we've learned, see what maybe you want to take into 2024, and we'll get straight into it. So if you are new here, we normally start with your challenge of the week or tip of the week. Do you know what? My tip is coming from, I've just taken rest. This last week, I've really listened to my body and just gone, do you know what? If I'm really not feeling something, I'm not feeling it. And I've been super productive. So I guess, my tip is listen to your body. Eventually work gets done, things get done. Don't stress about it if you don't need to stress about it. Sorry, I was just about to choke there. And then in the middle of it, we'll check in, how am I doing? And then by the end, we will leave with a win of the week. I might combine how am I doing in the win of the week together at the end instead, because normally I do that when I've got guests, and as you can see if you are watching there, it's just me today. So let's get straight into it. Right, number 1 I have got down: knowing why will get you further than just setting targets. Now, if you follow me on socials, you'll have seen that I created a vision board, and I found that actually that vision board has allowed me to stay more focused than just setting the targets, because yes, I set a target for £1 million. Is my bank account currently showing £1 million in there? Absolutely not, nowhere near. However, I've learned a lot of good habits, and I think if I'd have just set the targets financially and the numbers, when I wasn't getting maybe some of the results I'd have wanted to get, it would have demoralised me quite a bit, and I'd have maybe decided, do you know what, I'm not going to carry on, it's not for me, or maybe just any excuse to help myself kind of move on, if that's the if that's the phrase. Whereas actually knowing my why, so being able to go back to my vision board and know that my brother and my niece are the biggest part of why I'm doing what I want to do. I want to have the freedom and flexibility to give them a soft life whilst I've got a soft life, and spend time with them and enjoy spending time with them and not have the pressures of work and money and all of that. But in that as well, it's the life that me and G want, the life that I want with G, the house that I want, the life that I want within the business. It's helped me be a lot more focused than maybe I would have if, every target had just been financial. Next, a lot can change in a year, both in business and in personal life. So live in the moment. I went through this little period where I was freaking out because me and G started dating. So me and my ex broke up last March. So March of 2022. April, towards the end of April, me and G started talking, and then first week of May we went on our first date. And I noticed from the second date that G had very much decided that he was going to take himself off dating apps and it was all about me. However, I've been in that situation before and was like, I'm going to hold out. But even I decided very quickly that I wasn't going to date anyone else. So that was me. By December of last year, so a year ago, we were getting ready to spend our first Christmas together. He'd met my mum and dad. And in August, my cousin got married. And I remember back then, everyone being like, oh, we've heard about G. Your dad's got really good things to say about him. Sounds like a good man, blah, blah, blah. And I think at that time, I appreciated it because obviously it's nice things to hear about your partner. However, as I've thought about it, I've realised that this is all, that all happened in a very short space of time. But with me and G moving in together this year, we've recorded for TV. The business is doing better. Financially, I'm doing better. In life, I'm doing better. So I guess a lot can change in business and in life. And if you spend so much time stressing about what will and won't happen, you don't get to live in that moment. And I think I've really tried this last year to focus on living in that moment. And what has it done? It's just, I think I'm grateful for the tiniest of little things. And it's making me look at life in a very different way, but in a really positive way. So, yeah, a lot can change in a year, good and bad. And actually, this year as well, I've also ended up with, I think it's my core team that I know. I hope this will be my core team now for a very long time. And I know like things will change, people come in and out, but this is that team. So all of a sudden now, I've now got a team of 6. I've got an EA, which is an executive assistant, and basically that's like a personal assistant, but they cover like all aspects of business. But our EA, I'm saying my EA, but our EA also covers life as well as business. So she covers everything from our personal brands, mine and G's brand, to like food shopping if G allowed her to do it. So like even looking at some of the systems I've put in place and the people I've put in place, a lot has changed in a very short space of time. But I guess when I decided that this was what Millionaire Chik was going to do, based off of learning from the best of the best and these millionaires that I've worked with that are absolutely incredible, yeah, all of a sudden I've got a better team, we're doing better in life and in business, but I'm also enjoying that and I'm like stepping away from it. Moving on, number 3, I've got some self-care becomes an everyday necessity. So I was talking to one of my clients when I'd said, I have self-care days on a Tuesday, and I've put in that every month or every 3 weeks I'll go and get my nails done. I will like get my hair done whenever I can. But in general, I'm just going to take care of myself more. And this client was basically saying that their wife, when it comes to nails, hair, that type of stuff, they see that as a necessity. It's not self-care. This is what they need to do to present themselves as the best of who they are, and as the wife of this person that has wealth and as a woman that has wealth. And I found like if you are watching, my nails are still done. Like these are my natural nails. They look like they are fake acrylics maybe, but I have focused on getting my nails done, and through that I've actually ended up becoming a hand model. And just, yeah, weird things have happened. I've not had to pay for my hair every time. I've not paid for my nails every time. So I guess, Millionaire you, when you're not stressing about the money, you start to find out that actually sometimes you don't even need to stress about the money because you don't even need to pay for something. So, yeah, I think necessities are things like, actually, even like our cleaner Maggie, that's a necessity. As soon as I can get it to every week, it's going to be every week, because I want to get us to a point where the house is tidier. Now I'm the untidy one, not G, but I'm the clean one. Like I will spend hours cleaning. So yeah, I think having Maggie come every week will definitely help. But yeah, some things do become a necessity because you then find that your nails are done, your hair's done, you feel great. Sometimes I wear a bonnet, but it's a silk bonnet. And I was gifted that. But again, that makes me feel great. It's funny how like these little things do become a part of your everyday life and yet make a massive, massive difference. So I guess even how I look at some of the things that have become a necessity, my mindset has also changed in that. Which actually leads me on to the next one. So number 4, I've got valuing your own time will earn you more money than you think. So 1, deciding that certain things are a necessity, like nails, like Maggie, like obviously we got Maggie this year. Like having self-care days. I've now also implemented that on a Friday I have a no contact with a team day. But in that, I have found that 1, I get to focus on the things that really matter when they matter. 2, there's extra time that I'm able to focus on like the higher levels of the business instead of being bogged down on some of the lower levels. But also, when I go and get my nails done, that might be half a day that I take myself out for a self-care day, but it's made me focus more on that self-care day. When I come home, I'm in a better mood. The next day, I'm so productive, and I've noticed it's like a domino effect where the more I value my own time, the more I've actually been able to take on more projects, more work, try different things. And as of now, whenever you guys are seeing or listening to this, I'll have launched the podcast with G. I'll have separated some of my content. So you'll see like I've got a separate property page with me and G. Me and G have a separate Instagram. We've had our TikTok for a while. But even that, setting off a separate TikTok is what allowed us to go viral and has allowed us to start earning money in different ways, and for me to look at our couple brand as something that actually could end up being really, or will end up being really lucrative. Let me use the right words. So valuing my own time has allowed me to have the headspace that I need to make the decisions that I need that are going to benefit me, rather than making everything from like a point of stress, I guess. A point of stress, because I think sometimes when you're in it, you're just trying to survive and get to the next day. Whereas some days I've just been able, like this weekend as well, we spent all of Saturday just in bed watching the snooker, watching TV. And yesterday I worked, and yesterday would have been Sunday. I worked for the guts of 7 hours. I checked my timer. But I did that knowing that I was in the mindset to work. I wanted to work. So yeah, it's funny how even like little things like that make a massive difference. Number 5, shooting your shot becomes easier. I can't lie, deciding I was going to become a millionaire has made me step outside of my comfort zone. I am just about to start reaching out to brands, as well as brands that have been contacting me about certain work. I have set my boundaries and gone, there are certain things now I'm not willing to take on. I get that there are some brands that come to you and don't have a huge budget, but some of them do take the mick. So shooting my shot and being firmer with my boundaries and like what work I do want to take on, I've become a lot stronger about that. But I've also realised, like I always ask myself, if I don't do this thing right now and I don't shoot my shot, what am I potentially not allowing myself to receive from the universe in the future, or from God in the future? And because of that, I think in the last couple of months I've shot my shot twice in a way that I would never have done before. I've literally gone to someone, we are going to work together, and I'm about to sign those 2 people as new clients. So yeah, happy days. Shoot your shot. Number 6, once you know you can earn from doing things that make you uncomfortable, you do it anyway. And that actually leads on from my last point. Shooting your shot becomes easier when you know that what's going to be reflected in your bank is going to help you more than that fear of being seen or people judging you. Like I said, these 2 clients I've just talked about, and there's a couple of brands I'm currently in talks with. It's been a lot easier for me to do things that make me uncomfortable, because I know that I'm going to earn thousands of pounds from working with particular people. It's become easier because I know that building a relationship with one brand could make sure that that for the next few months, or for 2024, I am going to have set money coming in that I wouldn't have had before, or by reaching out to particular people. And that's not, the reaching out part isn't something that I'm actually going to be doing. I've just agreed at who I want to, like what brands do I want to work with, who do I want to reach out to, what could that potentially look like as a collaboration. But it's my team doing that. So even the fact that I've got a system that means that I've got people that are in place to do some of those things that make me uncomfortable so I can forget about it, that's another thing that, is making a difference in my bank account. If I was to compare this Christmas compared to last Christmas, financially, mentally, physically, I'm in such a better place. I'm even getting ready to join the gym with G, which is wild, because I know the benefits of the gym, and I know I want to go to the gym, but with my brother getting married next year, I'm like, I want to look good and feel good, mentally, physically, all of that. But that money that I'd have been like, £15 a month, on top of paying for like going to the wedding and anything else that we'll need to do, the plans I've got next year, it's not even a question. My question now has become, what do I need to be earning to make sure that I can live this lifestyle that I'm now becoming accustomed to and I'm enjoying? So yeah, doing the things that make you uncomfortable when you know that your bank's going to go, look what's in here right now, you are not struggling as much as you were. Life becomes, you just go, do you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to embarrass myself. If I need to record myself getting content as I walk around Tesco or in front of people. Really not bothered. That's been one of the biggest things this year that I have found has changed. Going back to YouTubing, just creating generic content, working with Adesola this year, working with Snejana. I am really not that scared to create the content because, again, that content, sometimes you don't even know where that money is going to come from. Being embarrassed and being uncomfortable does, for me right now, turn into money. So, yeah, bring it on. Happy days. And to be fair, number 7 leads on from that as well. So God/the universe will answer you in ways that aren't always so obvious. So keep both eyes open. The reason that I put this one down is I have talked very much about like mindset and manifestation and why I want to do certain things and why I want to be in the place that I want to be in. And I very much do believe that God and the universe do have me. However, sometimes I do start to doubt myself. I get myself into a position where I'm like, could things be maybe a little bit easier? Or could I be doing something else? And over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that sometimes your prayers aren't always answered in the way that you think they're going to be answered. So I got a call from someone that was asking me about a service that I used to provide that I don't do anymore. And at the beginning, I was like, oh no, I don't do that anymore. And then thought, you've been asking to become a millionaire. You've been asking for money to be in your bank account. You're asking for cash flow to be in a better position. Why are you going to turn this money down when at that period in time when they want you to do this work, you are not going to be busy. You have the time. You've blocked out this time already. So do it. Just do it. And yeah, so I'm earning extra money from something that I normally would have turned down. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that I'm always going to accept money from wherever it comes from. It's just that this was something that as a service I enjoyed doing. I've not done for a while. So why not do it and earn the money when, like I've said, I know that I'm not really going to be doing much over that period of time anyway. So yeah, I've even just found that sometimes, like I said, you ask for signs and you ignore the signs. But I really have been trying to take note in terms of gratitude. And maybe I've not been journaling as much as I'd want to journal. However, I am more appreciative of the little things. And sometimes it's those little things like being able to spend the whole of the day in bed watching snooker and then eating like picky bits, as some people call them, is what I want out of life for me and G. Yeah, the house might change, the size might change of the room, whatever, but that is the life that I want and a life that I'm grateful for and excited by. So yeah, open your eyes to what the universe is and God has given you, because it's not always what you think it's going to be, but it does help you learn a lot, I guess. Right, number 8. Get yourself in rooms with the right people. Sometimes that means sacrificing something, and that something can be time, money, etc. This one has been a really important one for me because I can't lie. So it was January, February time I decided that I was going to become a millionaire, but it wasn't until I think online I've kind of, you can't be in rooms with people online obviously unless you're in like was it Clubhouse, those types of things. However, it took me till about September, October time before I was physically in rooms with other people. So like I'd go and meet up with a client earlier on in the year, but that was just like the stuff I'm normally used to. And like I'm saying, these are millionaire clients. However, I ended up going to, one of the things I did was a property investors network meeting that I went to. And in that, I shot my shot. So I listened to everyone. There was a speaker there. And the speaker made me realise that I'd found a property deal for a client that they'd currently looked at the time and gone, not for me. Don't think I'm going to get the return on it that I want. And this person had bought that same deal that I'd sourced. I shot my shot and they're going to be a client. Another one was I went to do some work for a client where they weren't paying for the whole 2 days of work. However, my thing was, okay, I get the team together, which means we can have a little like mini Christmas do for the team of us that's in the UK. But financially, I spent a lot and one of the team didn't wasn't able to make it because of health reasons. But I didn't even stress about that because I was like, it's fine. The universe has got me. This will come back to us in tenfold. But it meant that the client actually, at the time, I think they were thinking about pausing things over the Christmas period, but they are not pausing things. They are going a full steam ahead, and we've got a better understanding of where we want to take things next year for their brand and how we can collaborate with our CFM clients. So, yeah, getting myself in the right rooms with the right people. I've sacrificed money, I've sacrificed time. I sacrificed even G's time for the pin meeting that he won't do again, but I've got another friend I can go with. That has ended up resulting in me getting new clients, retaining clients, and earning more money. And like I said, even creating that content when you show the behind the scenes, because I do this from the influencer perspective as well and the content creator perspective, I've got loads of things behind the scenes that people are now looking at going, oh, this looks interesting. We want that as a service. Or we want you to create content for us. That's another way that I'm earning money. Like, it's so interesting. Number 9, I've kind of touched on this when I've talked about G, but the right partner will change your life and bank account for the better. Now, don't get me wrong, if you look on my blog, A Diary of a Chick, you will see my dating history, the things that I've been through, and just the parts of me where I really was in love and thought I was with the right people. And don't get me wrong, my ex brought a lot of positive things into my life and a lot of good and helped me kind of see myself in a way that I hadn't maybe seen myself. However, I stayed way longer than I should have. How do I say this? I put up with more than I should have. And that affected me, my mental health, me and my business in ways that maybe at the time I didn't even see I was being affected, but I was very much in survival mode, especially coming out of the pandemic and being in the pandemic. That survival mode just was so much worse. I was struggling so much. I didn't care about being alive. Like, I wasn't suicidal or anything like that, but it was just about surviving. Whereas right now it's like my motto of next year, or like my year of, as some people might call it, is being Delulu is a Salulu. Because I'm now realising, like, my life is whatever I want to make it. I'm enjoying life in a way that I haven't enjoyed it before for a very long, or maybe for a very long time. And what's that doing? It's making me go, okay, what else is there? What else can I do? I'm going to think about that from like a millionaire's perspective. That's like, okay, where do I want to travel? What do I want my life to look like even more? Where do I want things to take me? So, yeah, G has changed my life in ways that, like, I noticed when we first met, I'd be sat with him and I'd just fall asleep. Like, he really calms my nervous system. And I could do a whole podcast on what I've learned since being in a healthy relationship with someone that's done the work themselves as well as me. However, that's, like a whole other podcast. But being with G, I was always capable of doing the things that I've done. But it just, being with the wrong person slowed me down. Whereas being with G has meant that, my bank account looks better. My mental health is better. I'm happier in general. My relationships are stronger. I'm loving life. It's great. And number 10, why not you? Such a simple one. Why can't you be the first millionaire in your family? Why can't you be the next millionaire in your family? Why can't you be the person that has it all, that does it all? Life changes, things change, loads of things are going to keep changing, but why can't it be you? Like, you need to start believing yourself. And I think I've started to believe myself in a way that I maybe didn't before, or just see myself in a way that I didn't before. Like, I believe myself and I'm excited by loads of things that I want to do in the future and things that I want to maybe pursue that I maybe wouldn't have in the past. But I care less about other people's opinions. As long as I'm happy, me and G are happy, and my inner circle are happy. And sometimes, to be fair, I'm talking about my inner circle. My parents might not be happy at some of the decisions that I'm making, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do it. As long as I'm not harming people, I'm going to try things to see where it takes me and where it makes me happy. And what does that mean? And what's that meant for me this year? It's meant that, like I keep saying, my bank account is better, my mental health is better, my physical health is better. I am genuinely just happier. at peace more. My nervous system's relaxed more. And yeah, so why not you? Why can't you be the next millionaire? So right, I'll end things there. How am I doing? Well, to be fair, I've answered that quite a lot in this. I'm doing really good at the moment. I'm really happy. Things are great. Even with stress, I'm dealing with that so much more. I definitely still do need to go back to therapy for a few sessions, but yeah, I'm just in a really good headspace at the moment. And what is my win of the week? My win of the week has been allowing myself to listen to my body and just sit and do nothing when I needed to do it. And what's that resulted in? All of a sudden, I've got this energy and creativity I want to like keep doing loads of things. I've been so productive. I've tried loads of different things and it's worked out really, really well. So yeah, I'm really excited for 2024. Really excited to see where things take us and where life is just going to be, and my bank account, and where I am going to be as this millionaire version, because I think making the decision to become a millionaire, I might not be there financially, but I am seeing the differences that it's making in my life. So yeah, we'll take things a little step at a time, a day at a time, a week at a time, a month at a time, a quarter of the year at a time, and see where things go. But yeah, thank you for always joining, celebrating the things that I do, appreciating the things that I do, and supporting in every way. So keep liking, subscribing, doing all the things that you do, leaving comments and a bit of love. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in a few weeks' time. Bye.